Jeremy Lewis trying to catch his breath, as we all are here in inside the Dallas Floyd Phoenix Arena.
Yeah.
And Jeremy now with his he's ready to go. Coach, before we dive into the individual stats, I have to congratulate you. This is the first.
Hold on. I see myself on camera now.
You see?
I see myself on. No, you need this though, don't you?
Nobody.
It's blocking me.
You can close it. I got a sheet. You can see it right here in a second.
Okay.
You'll see it right here in a second.
Okay, there it is.
Oh, not if I shut my laptop off. Anyways, all right. Woo! So before we get into the actual stats of the game, I got to congratulate you, and I bet you probably don't know this. This is the first time in this
2 wins in a row
series of these two teams you have 2 wins in a row, dating back to earlier this year.
John, did you really think that I didn't know that?
I sit corrected.
How many times have we played this game?
A lot. A lot. That's true. All right, I sit corrected. Let's start where we got to start, and that's with the King. He does a phenomenal job. Tavon King, 9 of 13. The man takes 13 shots and scores 34 points.
I feel like we were sitting up here after the Freed-Hardman game, and you and I were having a conversation about him, and it was about efficiency for him. Less threes, more twos. He'll have fewer shot attempts in a game and will actually score more points if he's attacking the rim because he knows how to get himself to the free throw line. Now, what he's doing, he's shooting more catch-and-shoot threes. He had a few off the bounce that he had to take because of time situation on the clock. Still trying to get him to play downhill as much as possible because he's a jitterbug with the ball, man. It's hard to stay in front of him. And he knows when to leave the floor to get contact. He's just really good at seeking it out. He's just one of those guys that knows how to get himself to the line. But he had a monster game, and we needed some guys to step up and make baskets. Neither team was in a really good flow defensively. And I think credit to Pikeville. We knew it was going to be totally different from Thursday. Pikeville was going to have 4 guards on the floor that can dribble, pass, shoot. They do some good action. They really space the floor well. And then, with the big kid that starts, he's another floor stretcher. He's not really a back to the basket. So when he went down there in those one-on-ones, give him a nod. He scored some over Isaac, but I don't think that's really his game. I think he wants to pick and pop or space to the corner and catch and shoot. So it was a fun one to watch. Get my blood pressure up, coaching the game on the sideline.
I can imagine.
And then, heck of a job. And what can you say? Aaron Ridley with ice water in his veins at the end of the first overtime. Attacks the rim. What I will say, he put the official in a spot where he either was going to make a call or not make a call by trying to get towards the basket.
Yes.
And I asked him in the locker room, I said, did the kid foul you? He said, he hit me in the face. He said he got hit right on the forehead. The kid hit him. So he was like, it's a foul. And that's one of those in that situation. As coaching the offensive side, I'm glad we got the call. If I'm Ty Compton, I'm really, really upset about that call.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the game should have been over. But, got to step up and knock down 2 free throws. He did with a lot of pressure on him, 0.3 on the clock. And then we finally jumped up, made some shots. That second overtime, Bird, hit a pull up there to start it. And then Tavon King, we really kind of put that ball in his hands without letting him dribble it all the way down the floor. It's let him run the floor. TJ, your other guys figure out how to get it to him in motion, and then Isaac go clean it up with a ball screen, and let's just let him get downhill and see what happens from there. I'm super proud of this team. Not just 2 wins in a row now over Pikeville, John. I don't know when's the last time a team has won 2 conference games in a row.
We'd have to really look at it.
And that's the one that I'd like to find out. And that was really my MO with our guys. I knew we hadn't beat Pikeville twice in a row, but for our program right now, it wasn't about beating Pikeville twice in a row. It's getting 2 straight conference wins.
Yeah.
We're just trying like crazy to get this culture turned around. I love this group of guys, man. There's just a no quit in them for some reason or another. It's been every game. The first 2 games we were just short a couple of guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That hasn't stopped. And then Devon Banks sits and watches and is a good teammate. When his number gets called, he gets the biggest rebound of the game.
Yes.
The biggest rebound of the game in that situation on that missed shot. So again, man, we got a group of guys that are pretty connected, and I still feel like we can get better. We can get better with this team.
There were other things, and you got to talk about Tyler Bird there in the second half. Hit some from outside, really got the offense going. It was the first time in the game that I felt like either team really had taken a little bit of control and made a run in the game. And it didn't stay like that for long because Pikeville's a very, very good basketball team. But it felt like it gave you enough juice in order to get the train going in the right direction.
Well, it didn't stay that way for long because they got Jordan Perry.
Yeah, he's so good.
I told the guys in shoot around today, John, I said, guys, he's a good three-point shooter. He's at his best when he's getting downhill towards the basket. He's really low and shifty. He's so explosive. His first step is incredible. He can stop on a dime and change direction. And then when he gets off the floor quick and he's strong.
He does.
But I told him, I said, if it comes down to somebody having to make a big-time shot, I'm telling you, he'll make it every time. And, we were up 3. He set a back screen for the post. He comes off a down screen. And, TJ was I'm talking about in his face. And he just raised up and let it go like TJ wasn't standing there. And, he don't say a word. He doesn't say a word. He just hits the shot, goes back down to the other end. Who am I guarding? You know what I mean?
That's his style.
I have so much respect for that kid, man. It's out of this world. He's just a heck of a basketball player, and it just felt like one of those games where nobody was going to get away. I think they went up 7 or 8 at one point. So I think they were up 7 in overtime, and
they went up 8 actually in overtime at one point. The first 2.5 minutes of the first overtime, you didn't score a point. They went up. It was 70s all, and then it went up 78-70, and then from that point on, you got it going again.
I still felt like it was. We get 2 stops, we make 2 shots. It's still anybody's basketball game. I'd have liked to see us at the end of regulation really take control of the game. We were in a spot there with 2.5 minutes to go. If we get a stop and get a score, it probably helps put the ball game away. Just weren't able to do it. But heck of a game. Proud to be a part of it. Obviously, it feels good. Feels better being on the winning side, but still a lot of stuff we can get from the film.
It does, and I have to agree with you. I feel like this team doesn't know how to quit. They continue to fight. Even when you went late in the game, you kind of started to think, oh, it's slipping away a little bit here, and then they make some stops, hit some buckets, and make some really smart plays. And just to circle back and put a nice little bow on what kind of player Jordan Perry is, he played every single second of that game as well. Not once came out, 50 minutes.
Right.
But on your side, you've got 48 minutes from Aaron Ridley, 42 for Stargell, Tavon King with 44, 45 for Isaac Stevens. These guys are going to have to get some rest. I feel like that's going to be a big part of your season this year is getting in that training room, get your body worked on, taking care of your body, eating the right things, doing all the right things in order to maintain this.
It's a big deal for us for sure. The good news is we don't play till Friday.
Yeah.
So get these guys off their feet. They'll have a break. We'll come back and get on the floor on Monday. It'll be more of a mental day Monday. Get there, it's one you want to break a sweat just to get the muscles moving and try to get that soreness out. But we'll be smart about it and then really sit down and get to work Tuesday, Wednesday. Try to have a great practice day Thursday, day before game, and then take off Friday morning and see if we can go chase down another one. I'm proud of this group, man. Like I said, we just fight, man. I don't know how to explain it. We got a group of guys right now that they just believe no matter what, and they do a great job of talking with each other. You know what I mean? They don't talk at each other. They communicate with each other, and I like that. You can hear it when they're going to the sideline. You can hear it. You can hear it in the locker room. I've had one other team like that in my coaching career that talked.
Thinking of the one you're talking about.
With each other. And not at each other. And I'm not saying this team is that. I knew that team was that good. This team, we're still figuring some stuff out. But I like the things that we're doing. I like some of the stuff that we're seeing. I like that we're just a resilient group of guys right now. We don't back down from anybody. I think there's something to be said for that. And you have to have that type of mentality to play in this league. It's just too good. There's one point in the game where I was like, I've had people telling me that Pikeville's down. They're really down. I'm like, okay, they may not have the same level of athlete 1 through 5 that they've had in the past with the physicality and that kind of stuff. But there's something to be said for that winning culture, and you got Jordan Perry on your side. You got a
shot.
Coach, you feel like you got a chance to win a basketball game.
To round out what you were saying about the guys liking each other, you see them as soon as the game is over, grab the ball and hand it to King. As the horn goes, they handed him the ball as if saying, "You take the game ball, it's yours." And you love Ridley handed it to him, and you love seeing that from the teammates saying, "Bro, you put us on your back and carried us here."
Well, the step back in front of the bench that put us up 5. Right under a minute. That was the one. That was the one to me because I was like, finally it's 2 possessions.
Yes.
Finally it's 2 possessions. And then we come down with a big rebound, man. So great job. Great job. I'm proud of these guys, John. I appreciate it.
Hey, congratulations.
Yeah, buddy.
We'll talk to you next Friday.
Thanks a lot.
That is head coach Jeremy Lewis. Big win for the team. Let's do these stats real quick before we hop off here, guys. We're going to start with Pikeville. As Coach said, Jordan Perry, man, he is a stud. 7-19 from the field, 8-9 from the line, 24 points in the ball game. What a game from him. Jacob Brown finishes with 13. Malcolm Green with 17. Tavon Horton with 15. 5 for Love, 8 for Simpson, 2 for Sweezy, and Stone finishes with 2. For Cumberland, Tavon King, 34 points in the ball game, 20 points for Tyler Bird, 17 for Aaron Ridley. TJ Stargell, 7 points, 4 assists, and a steal. Played really, really well in this game. Let's see, 6 as well for Jalen Negron and 6 for Isaac Stevens. Isaac also finishes with 11 rebounds. He leads his team in that stat. It was a wonderful game, ladies and gentlemen. If you were not here in person, you missed out. We'd love to see you again at the next home game. That will be on the 11th as we take on Bethel. And we'll also be playing Grace before heading out on the road on the 31st after a long break for Christmas to take on Campbellsville before getting into the new year. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. It was a wonderful double overtime win here for Cumberland. Your final 90-86 for the first time in the history of these two teams meeting. Cumberland has a 2-game win streak against the Bears. Both of them have been in this gym right here inside the Dallas Floyd Phoenix Arena. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Jon Boyce saying we'll see you next time.